David C. Jones for Before and After, and I'm back at Bard for Two Gentlemen of Verona. And I first want to point out that I made a mistake for my review for the other show. I can't even remember what it's called, but I said that Dean Paul Gibson directed it. He didn't, John Wright did. Dean Paul Gibson's directing this one. And what's interesting about Two Gentlemen of Verona, it's not an often produced play, although Bard seems to be producing it a lot, because they did it a couple of years ago. And if I remember correctly, Scott Bellis directed it. And one of the things that's troublesome about the show is the female characters. Often with Shakespeare's plays, the female characters are coming off a little bit badly. And Scott added a dumb show at the end, so he didn't add words, he added a scene where the women didn't follow the men blindly off into the night. They instead went off in a different direction. So he sort of changed the ending a little bit to make it a more palatable show for palatable comedy for modern audiences. So we'll see what Dean Paul Gibson does with this version, which I'm looking forward to because it's set in the 80s, which is my jam. So I'll let you know about how it all comes together and how the ending of this one plays out, and I'll let you know all about that after. So one of the things that's great about this production, and it's a really, really good production, is by setting it in the 80s, the rather sexist nature of the two male characters in The Two Gentlemen of Verona is that it sort of sets it up like what you saw a lot in 80s movies. If you saw a lot of 80s movies, women were often treated as prizes, and so it kind of pairs up very nicely with this play. And similar to the production that was done a couple of years ago, they do the dumb show at the end, where they don't let the women go off with the men, which was the point. Which was the point in the Shakespeare play, is the women go off with the men at the end after the men proved to be quite caddish. The 80s backdrop was fantastic. There's a weekend at Bernie's gag. The fashions are fantastic. The soundtrack, the music is amazing. And the two gentlemen who played the two gentlemen were also quite sincere in their awfulness, and so it made it kind of again very, very perfect. You could understand everything. You could understand. It's an easy to follow production. And the other thing that I really noticed about this is they weren't shouting, which I did notice in Much Ado About Nothing. So I highly recommend this production. The 80s pastiche works fantastically. So that's my after.